Oh my god, I just saw Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again yesterday, and I cannot, I have died of happiness, and I can't stop singing any of the songs. Help me. Hello everybody, welcome back to Making It Up. I'm Isa, and welcome to my channel if this is your first time, or welcome back if you've been here for a while. Don't forget to subscribe to never miss out on any more videos. Today I am really excited because I'm going to continue my Makeup 101 series, and basically today I'm going to be talking about bronzer. So everything you need to know about bronzer, how to choose it, how to apply it, tips and tricks. So yeah, if you're a beginner in makeup and you're just trying to learn all the basics, or if you're someone just looking to up your bronzer game, then make sure to keep watching. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram for more behind the scenes of my life, because it's so interesting. First things first, as always, I'm gonna be talking about basics. So let's just start real simple. What is bronzer? Basically, bronzer is just a product that'll bring warmth to your face. It'll make you look sun-kissed. It'll add a slight definition to the face, you know, just to make it look complete. That's basically it. Just add warmth to the face. Bronzer is good for that. Bronzer and contour are two completely different things. I am thinking of doing a separate contour video because it deserves one on its own, so do not confuse bronzer and contouring. Contouring is to add structure to the face. Bronzing is just to add warmth and a little bit of color and add a little bit of dimension, so yeah. That's what we're going to be focusing on today. And as always in makeup, there are different types of products. So I have some liquid bronzer, some cream bronzer, and some powder bronzer. So liquid bronzers are like the least common. I've only seen a few, and I only own the Benefit Do the Hoola liquid bronzer. For the most part, liquid bronzers are the ones that are the most subtle. They'll look the most natural. They'll be like the least pigmented, so they'll give you a slight bronze, but it's not going to be super intense. Of course, you can build them up, but they're more for like natural looks. And then we have cream bronzers. I have my Milk Makeup Stick Bronzer thing right here. This is my matte baked bronzer, and obviously they come in different packaging, but this is just my favorite. And honestly, cream bronzers are perfect if you want to layer, if you want to add cream and then you want to add powder, or if you're going for a more natural look, then cream bronzers are perfect for that. But also, if you just are dry or you're just someone who loves cream products, you can use this and build it up and add bronzer to your face. This can be really intense if you want it to be, and as I mentioned before, you can layer it with powder bronzer, which is like my next category. In powder bronzers, I have my Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion and my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. My two favorites, but yeah, powder bronzer is the one most people use. It's the most popular one, and I think it's the easiest to use, in my opinion. It's the easiest to build up, and basically it's just powder. Most people know how to work with powder, and yeah, powder will definitely give you the most buildable look. You can use a tiny bit, and you can build it up as much as you want to get a super bronzy look, and I think it's the easiest to blend as well. Okay, now that we have the basics covered, it is time to understand how to choose a bronzer, because this is not an easy task. So first things first is to consider the undertones, your skin's undertone and the bronzer's undertone, because here's the thing. Bronzers come in different undertones. There are like more red bronzers, there are more olive bronzers, golden bronzers, so it's definitely, they fall into the two categories of warm and cool, but not really, because all bronzers are meant to be warm. The thing is, it depends on your skin tone as well, so if you're more yellow, olivey like me, something that's a little bit more golden and olivey will definitely work better for you. If you add red onto your skin, it might look muddy and it won't really look amazing and bronzy, but if you have more pink undertone on your skin, if you're a little bit cool tone, then definitely red will be the way to go, because olive bronzers and golden bronzers won't necessarily look good on you. But just keep in mind that sometimes there are exceptions to that rule, and there are bronzers that might be more red tone that work on me, and there might be bronzers that are I can't speak today. There are bronzers that are a lot more olive tone that might work on someone who has a pink not pink skin, but like, you know, pink undertones. So it's all about experimenting and working with different bronzers until you find the one that works for you, but just use the undertone rule as a guide. And it's super important to figure out what kind of look you want. So as I was saying before, we have many different varieties of bronzer. We have liquid, cream, and powder, so just assess what you want. Do you want something super natural, like no makeup makeup? Do you want something that can be layered? Do you want something that's very easy to use? Do you want something that's gonna give you a lot of definition, a lot of color? Do you want something that's shimmery? So there are a lot of bronzers out there in the world, like a ton, and there's something for everyone. So you have to decide what look you're going for so that buying a bronzer is super easy, because I might be recommending bronzers to you, but maybe you want something that's very shimmery. So what I'm saying might not be the same that you want. So definitely think about what you want before going out and getting it. And last but not least, look out for shades. Bronzers, just like base products, have different shades. Most of the times, companies have like a few different shades of bronzer that'll cater to like specific skin types, so definitely look out for that. I know there are people out there who just like, let's say I'm talking about my Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion in 20M, and they'll go get that. But if you're a lot fairer than I am, this might be too dark, and if you have a darker complexion, this will not do anything. So keep in mind that you can pick from the shades that exist in the line. You don't have to pick just one. There are a lot, and yeah, it's kind of like guiding yourself with your skin tone. And now that we know how to choose a bronzer, it is time to talk about tools. As always, I have 3 tools that are available. First, obviously the fingers. I just looked at my fingers very weirdly, like... So anyways, first you have your fingers. Fingers will obviously work best with liquids and creams. I wouldn't recommend fingers for powder because they won't disperse the product well, but they'll blend liquids and creams really well. They'll melt them into the skin, and they'll just give you a great look. So if you're not in the mood to like buy a tool, or if you're in a budget or whatever, or you just want to use your fingers, definitely consider them. Then we have beauty sponge. I have my beauty blender over here. Again, they'll work best for liquids and creams, not really for powders, because these will make your life super easy. They'll give you a more precise blend than your fingers, and they'll make everything look a lot more flawless. They might give you a sheer, not coverage, a sheer look, because the sponge might absorb some of the product, but it's very easy to build up, and it'll simplify your life. If you're not great at blending, get one of these and blend your bronzer with this. And then last but not least, I obviously have brushes. I have 2 types of brushes here. I have a dual fiber brush from Real Techniques, and I like to use this for my cream and liquid bronzer. If you've been here for a while, you know I love using this one. But I really like this dual fiber one because it disperses the product really well, and it blends it out amazingly because it's really short and dense. And then if you're looking for something that will blend powder, if you're a powder bronzer girl all the way, I would recommend something big and fluffy depending on your face. I have a really small face, but this brush works really well for me. This is the blush brush by Real Techniques, and I really like how it's tapered because it gives me a precise blend, but it still like disperses the product and it blends everything out amazing. Use something that's a lot softer and more like less dense, so that it doesn't pick out as much product, and then you can disperse it evenly. It'll blend out beautifully. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend this for liquids or creams, but it's perfect for powder. Okay, now for the demo, I'm gonna go in with my Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer, and I'll just show you guys how I like to apply cream bronzer, and then I'll go in with a powder over top. So let us begin and do this. Before I actually start applying product to my face, I'm just gonna identify the areas where most people like to bronze, where I like to bronze. So the main areas are definitely like the cheekbones and, you know, the cheek area most of the time. I like to bronze up my nose, under my lip, my temples, not because I need them to be smaller or anything. Remember, we're not contouring yet, but just to add a little bit of warmth and cohesion to the whole look. And obviously my jawline and slightly down my neck so that my neck and my face match. So first I'm gonna go in with the cream bronzer. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this on the brush, and then I'm just gonna apply it wherever I need to apply it. And when it comes to cream, since I'm layering it, I'm not adding a lot, but if I was just going for the cream, I would add a few layers depending on the look that I'm going for. And if you're working with cream, make sure to remember not to set your face and doing your bronzer and then setting your face so that everything works out well and it doesn't look iffy if you put it on top of powder. And also always remember to blend upwards. If you blend all over your cheek, it'll just bring your face down, so make sure to put your bronzer where you want it to be and blend upwards. Always, always upwards. Okay, so now that we're done with our cream bronzer, as you can see, it added a little bit of warmth, slight definition to the face, but it's still kind of subtle for my full look. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go powder my face. That's why it looks a little shiny, because I haven't powdered it. And then I'm going to go in with my powder bronzer. Okay, be right back. Okay, so now it is time for powder bronzer, and I'm gonna go in with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of this onto the tip of my brush, and then I'm gonna blend it out. Always remember, less is more, so build it up, add a little bit of product onto the brush, and if you want more intensity, add more, but it's easier to blend if you go little by little. And there's no like specific way I like to blend. I just go back and forth and upwards, so there's not like a special technique that I do. This is the way that I bronze, and I've always bronzed this way. But if you want to find your own technique, or you already have one, make sure to let me know in the comments below what it is so that I can try it out. Okay, and once we've applied our powder, this is what the finished look looks like. As you can see, slight definition, warmth to the face. It's blended into my blush and my highlight. What we're trying to do with bronzer is make it look as if we're sun-kissed. That's why I added it to my nose and my chin, and you know, that's what we're trying to achieve. So definitely make sure to use these tips and like customize them to your face. If you don't like a little bit of bronzer on the nose, you don't have to do that. If you're not into like the whole bronze all over thing, you don't have to, but just try it out and see what works out with your face. And yeah, that is it. It's super simple, and once you've practiced enough, it'll be like brushing your teeth. You won't even notice. Anyways, you guys, that is it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something new. If you have your own tips and tricks when it comes to bronzer, make sure to leave them down below. I'd love to know, and I'd love to have a conversation with you guys. And yeah, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. It gives me a lot of feedback. And make sure to let me know if there's any other videos you want me to film for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like what you see and you don't want to miss any more videos. And, whoa, the phone's ringing. Anyways, if you wish to follow me on Instagram, I will leave my handle right here or in the description bar down below. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll make sure to see you in my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.